Hello and welcome to Spoonie Radio. My name is Rob Carson, and this show is called Sound Bites. Sound Bites. See what I did there? It's like audio, and you bite things when you eat them. Well, anyway, that's the words we're calling the show, and this is the inaugural show, and I am really, really pleased to be a part of the show here on Spoonie. It is a magnificent endeavor. Something that is completely different with regard to an outlet for oral stimulation, if you will, because we're talking about things that, talk radio normally doesn't talk about, all right? Things that divide us. Food brings us together. Now, just a couple things about me real quick before we get started in some of the news, including Jillian Michaels going after Al Roker, including, a drink, a beverage that actually will cause you to fight. There might be fights at Taco Bell over a product that's coming back there. America's best restaurant chains and other things on the show today. I'm a talk show host, audio, video, podcaster, nationally syndicated comedy writer, and I also have about 100 cooking videos on the web. I am basically a media type. And I started cooking when I was 15 years old. It was not legal for me to work, but I did it anyway as a fry cook in a truck stop in Iowa. And it taught me how to do everything, get everything done at the same time and on the plate. And I learned a lot from that experience because not only did I wait tables, not only did I cook the food, bust the tables, and do the dishes, all of that stuff. But it taught me a lot of things, and I've been cooking ever since. So you could say perhaps I'm a frustrated chef wannabe, but at the same time, I'm not so sure I want to be a chef. I'm a good cook. I'm a very good cook. But I wonder if being a chef full-time would take the fun out of it. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to the show. Let's get started, shall we? Jillian Michaels doubling down on a keto diet attack after Al Roker and Andy Cohen threw jabs at her for calling the keto diet, a bad plan for a million reasons. Okay? Cohen took Michaels to task during last Wednesday's taping of Watch What Happens Live. Never seen it. I'm not sure. He called her the jackhole of the day. That sentiment was shared by Al Roker, who said that Michaels promoted on-camera bullying, deprivation, manipulation for weight loss. Okay. So here is Jillian Michaels just doing a quick video to kind of address it.
Al Roker, Jillian Michaels here. I wanted to get back to you. First of all, please forgive the creepy outdoor vibe here. It's been a crazy day. I'm just picking my kid up from gymnastics, but I wanted to respond. First of all, I respect you very much. I think you know that, and I've had nothing but great experiences with you over the years on the Today Show, and you've been lovely and gracious. So thank you for that. And if you want to debate the science of keto, by all means, let's do that. But the personal attacks are bizarre. I mean, it's unnecessary. It's uncalled for.
She's not attacking Al Roker. She's not attacking Andy Cohen. She's going after a diet. And not only is she going after that, she's going after another trendy diet that that we have them all the time.
Beneath both of us, right? With that said, I would say read my book, The 6 Keys. I've extensively researched everything in that. And nutrition is about way more than weight loss.
Yep.
Read the chapter on macromolecules. Read the chapter on telomeres. Read the studies I've cited in those chapters. And then let's debate it. I'll happily send you the book. I'm here to discuss it whenever you like.
Okay, so she has a response to basically being savaged by these two guys over talking about a diet. Now, I am familiar with the keto diet. It is not anything different. It's basically lowering your carbs, increasing your green vegetables, and your meats and your fats, and fat is okay. All right, and this has been done before. Okay, I did a Metafast diet in Washington D.C. and it worked marvelously. You know why it did? Because you'd get several snacks throughout the day, smaller meals for breakfast and lunch, and then at dinner you'd get lean and green, what they call lean and green, which is a certain amount of meat protein and some greens, some sort of veggies, okay? And usually it was a salad, and it was wonderful, and it worked. It worked wonderfully. And yes, too many carbs. We with so many things. Listen, people have eaten carbs throughout history. There was a guy a couple thousand years ago walking through the desert with some disciples, and they pretty much ate fish and bread and drank wine, and none of them I don't think were fat. It's just that we overdo everything. We make everything big. We go to restaurants and we order pastas that's enough food for 4 people. That's how we do it. Moderation in all things and occasionally to excess. That's one of my mantras with regard to diet and exercise. Would I like to be 25 pounds lighter? Yes, I would. And I'm working on it. But I tell you what, we go through these diet fads every so often, okay? I remember in the 1990s, my wife tried for about 2 days. Now I can look at it and say it's completely absurd. The cabbage soup diet, do you remember that? Do you remember the cabbage soup diet? The cabbage soup diet was a diet created for people who were desperately ill and going in for heart surgery to save their lives. And what it was is a way for them to get their blood pressure down, lose some weight before surgery because sometimes these people were too heavy for surgery, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So somebody got a hold of that and said, hey, you know what? If we just eat boiled cabbage, we'll lose weight. Well, yeah, pretty much. Duh. And I might add, they probably didn't make you very, desirable on elevators the next day. Okay, let's just put it that way. But the keto diet, basically, you're gonna cut the amount of calories you consume by a significant amount while eating plenty of fatty foods like fish, meat, and eggs. The body works by effectively starving the body of carbohydrates. The diet works, I should say, the main source of stored energy. All right, turns fat into ketones in the liver, which can supply energy for the brain, blah, 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 blah. Also can cause massive reductions in blood sugar and insulin levels, can actually reverse type 2 diabetes. So is it a bad thing? Ask Jillian Michaels. I think you should be able to eat a little bit of everything, I wouldn't make it a habit every day of eating red meat. I wouldn't make it a habit of every day eating fried chicken or Funyuns, But every once in a while, I don't think there are any bad foods out there. I mean, some of them like Cool Whip. Cool Whip is not good. Cool Whip is man-made. It is. I've got a friend who I'm going to have on my podcast named Will Clower, and he's very, very knowledgeable with regard to health and diet and all that stuff. And he says, Cool Whip is not food. It's not. It's man-made. There's nothing ever lived in there. It didn't come from a living being. It's not made of milk. It is made by human beings. It is completely fake. And there's a lot of that stuff out there. And we go on these diets, and we suddenly decide that one thing is absolutely taboo. You can't have it. And now it's carbs. You cannot have carbs. No, carbs are evil. And then look at the things that we've gone through over the years. And I don't want to just beat this to death, but think about, for instance, fake sugar. Okay, we've got a bunch of different kinds of fake sugar on shelves. You've got started off with Sweet and Low, which is saccharin. Discovered that if you drink 8,000 cans of Tab every day, you'll die of cancer. That was way long ago. I remember hearing that when I was a kid. Then they moved on to Equal. Then they moved on to Splenda. And then they moved on to, what was it? There's another one out there. Stevia. Okay, so Stevia. I'm not sure what else. We could have avoided all of this by just not eating as much sugar, And sugar actually is a natural compound. It exists in your body. Sugar, you can have a little bit of sugar. You've got to have a certain level of sugar. There's a blood sugar, a blood glucose level you want to reach. So how could that be bad? A little bit of salt, sure, but not a ton of salt, not salting everything because, your tears taste like salt. You know why? Because your tears are salt water. You know why? Because there's a lot of salt in your body. Okay. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So the keto diet, I don't know. I try to make it lean and green. I try to make it lean and green. And when I do that, when I'm able to do that, cut back on things, including the Chardonnay, you lose weight. That's just what happens. So the Clemson Tigers, they were invited to the White House, and they had a bunch of junk food with the president. And the president took a lot of heat for it because he said that the staff had been, effectively furloughed, the chefs at the White House. And so what did he do? Well, the president got what he likes, which is fast food, and he fed college students fast food. And they loved it. They loved it. Think about that. I just took my son to college last night, KU. He's a freshman. And they absolutely ate it up. You know why? Because could you imagine as a college student? I don't know if you remember. I mean, all I ate was ramen noodles. And then on payday, if I was lucky, I could get pizza. If I was lucky. Ramen noodles, peanut butter and bologna sandwiches. I know, gross, right? But that's what I had. And so, man, if I would have gone into the White House, first of all, second of all, a spread of, Domino's Pizza, which I'm not crazy about, Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, heck yeah. But there's been a lot of snobbery on the internet from foodies who, the fast food is so grotesque. You know what? There's a place for it. Just don't eat it every friggin' day. Nick Kokonis, the owner of the Alinea Group in Chicago. It's a group of restaurants that include Alinea, Next, Royster, and the Aviary. He's been called one of the world's most influential chefs. This guy, actually, Grant Schatz is the chef. Nick Kokonis is the co-owner. Anyway, they said that he could care less about college football, but we want to invite you here to experience what an actual celebration dinner should be. You celebrate in different ways. I'm nothing against the restaurant owner for offering this, but honestly, no, a celebration dinner can be anything. A celebration dinner can be anything. So, I mean, it's, whatever. And then I posted it on my Facebook. I've got a Facebook page. It's Rob Carson's Table. And I showed some of the petite bites with the artful plating and the painting of the plate and the sprig of whatever on top of the whatever. And then there's this little bite of whatever in the middle. I'm like, the college student walk in and go, where's the food? Where's the food? All right. So, all right. Let's look on to some other stuff here. Did you hear about this viral video? Woman going to enjoy a beer in Walnut, California at an Applebee's. Shocked to find that her extra beverage wasn't at all extra. Actually fit in a regular glass. Now, the video shows her pouring her beer from the 20-ounce cup to the 16-ounce cup. Now, the 20-ounce cup, the big cup, which you see at airports, and I'm not going to just lay this on Applebee's because it's this way all over the place. If you've seen these big cups, they are tapered at the bottom. They're very kind of almost feminine shaped, and the bottom part doesn't hold much. It's like when you're doing, what is it, not a boot of beer, but those big, I'm trying to remember, I haven't done one in so long, the giant thing of beer that is kind of, what do they call those? Anyway, the middle of it is very thin and it doesn't hold a lot of booze, but the very bottom, the bulbous bottom of it does. So you never know how much you're going to have in there. Well, this happens, and I've got some audio, and if you're watching on YouTube at Rob Carson, you can see the video.
And their big beer is the same size as their small beer.
They pour the beer from the 20 ounce into the 16 ounce. Okay. So you're paying a couple bucks more for the 20 ounce. And she's pouring it. Trying not to get a good head on it. And she gets all the way through, and there's a sip left. Maybe a sip left in the large glass. That's just the way it is. And this happens all the time. And, of course, Applebee's said, well, you've got to leave room for the foam, friend. Kind of like a humorous way to do it. This has been going on forever. This has happened. I can't even in so many different restaurants. This has been done before, and it's commonplace in many restaurants where they have a glass that is tapered, and then they can actually put have people pay for the larger and not actually put that much more liquid in the. It's been going on for decades, and Applebee's is not the only place to do it. But if you're at Applebee's, just get a pint. Just get a pint. Don't bother with the large, because all you're doing is getting a taller glass. Lay's fried pickle with ranch-flavored potato chips have not been on the shelves since last year's Taste of America promotion, which is where Lay's, you can submit a chip flavor, and then they will choose 3 of them. And there's been like biscuits and gravy and sriracha and all this stuff. And I remember when it first started, I said, hey, yeah, sriracha. Oh, nobody's going to think of this. Sriracha. Nobody. Everybody thought of sriracha. Everybody thought of sriracha. Anyway, so inspired by the deep-fried favorite of Midwest State Fairs, delicious fried pickles with ranch. There's also a hint of sour cream in there, apparently. What's wrong with just dill pickle chips? Fried pickle. How do you make potato chips taste like fried pickles? I guess, well, they kind of do because you fry the chips. But anyway, fried pickles with ranch. Available at, I guess, Sam's Club. They're going to be there. They've had Cajun spice, Chesapeake Bay crab spice. I've had those. Those are pretty good. Deep dish pizza. Oh, boy. Really? Really? So anyway, this is coming on. Listen, the best dill pickle chips, I'm just going to go ahead, and this is not an endorsement. The best dill pickle chips in America are Old Dutch dill pickle potato chips. They are made in the Midwest, upper Midwest. I believe they're made in Wisconsin. And they are, no, St. Paul, Minnesota, I believe. But anyway, they're the best. They're the best. If you ever get a chance to have them. Oh, my goodness. I want to introduce you to a sponsor. This is another Midwestern product, and it's amazing. It's Dots Pretzels, D-O-T-S Pretzels. DotsPretzels.com if you want to check them out. Now, they can't keep up with mail order demand right now. Your best bet is to find someone in the Midwest to go to a Dots retailer and buy some and send them to you. But I will tell you, if you are in the Midwest and you've got, like, for instance, in the Kansas City area where I live, Hen House Market, True Value Hardware, right up by the register, and they are the best pretzels you've ever had in your life. They are. They are buttery. They are a little garlicky, maybe a little oniony. They don't require anything to be put on them. You don't have to dip them in mustard. You don't have to, you just eat them. And when my wife comes home from work, she works part-time at Ace True Value, she'll every once in a while bring a big bag of Dots home. And it's a treat. Is it my daughter, me, my son, they're like, oh, Mama, Dots. Doesn't it sound kind of old-fashioned? Look, Mom bought us Dots. Everyone's happy. Well, that's the way I feel when she brings them home. They're amazing. DOTSpretzels.com. DotsPretzels.com. They are absolutely extraordinary, and you're going to love them. They just opened another manufacturing facility in the Kansas City area, in Lenexa, I believe. The original plant is in North Dakota. So, Dots Pretzels. Okay. Taco Bell. Yay, Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. I'm just going to go ahead and say that Taco Bell is a guilty pleasure. I'm partial to the grilled stuffed XL burrito with chicken. But they loved their nacho fries. Remember when the nacho fries came out? And everybody's like, Taco Bell, that's a Mexican restaurant. Why are they serving French fries? Yeah, it's a Mexican restaurant. Okay, sure. Whatever. Anyway, the fries are coming back. January 24th. They're going to be on the Taco Bell menus nationwide in all forms. This, according to Food Beast, means you can get the classic fries with cheese dipping sauce, okay? Cheese. Cheez. Or the loaded fries in either Supreme or Bel Grande style is going to be back for a limited time only. All right. Starting January 18th, select cities will have nacho fries at the ready, including like New York City, Canton, Ohio, Houston, Chicago, Philadelphia, Irvine, California, Dallas. Rockville, Maryland. I know where that store is. I used to live near there. Fort Worth, Irving, whatever. Here's America's best restaurant chains, according to TripAdvisor. Restaurant chains exist. It's nice to have mom and pops, but, there's sometimes the chains, you know what to expect. And when they do a good job, sometimes a lot of these chains, what'll happen is they become so gigantic that they're like the Roman Empire, and they can't seem to manage, the number of employees, the quality goes down, and then they go out of business, like Chi-Chi's. Okay? Like Chi-Chi's. That's one example. We've seen that happen with a lot of restaurants. I'm not going to mention any more who are still in business, but they aren't as good as they used to be. And I won't name names. TripAdvisor highlighted 30 restaurants of all types: fine dining, casual dining, quick service, fast casual, divided into small, medium, and large chains. Okay? And here's what they said. Top small U.S. restaurant chains, 10 to 50 locations. Eddie V's Prime Seafood. Haven't been, but there is one in Casey. And I'll just mention there are some of these are right near me, so I'll mention them, whatever. Seasons 52, Houston's, Ocean Prime, not sure if that is. J. Alexander's, we have one there. Fogo de Chao, which is a Brazilian steakhouse, and it's very nice. It's very good. Papadou Seafood Kitchen, Half Shell Oyster House, Biaggi's Ristorante Italiano. Boy, could that sound any more Italian, right? Biaggi's Ristorante Italiano. I don't speak Italian, in case you didn't know. And Maggiano's Little Italy. Maggiano's is, I think, terrific. If you've not been to Maggiano's Little Italy, every time I've been, it's been good. I think they do a fine job. Their lasagna is gigantic, and it's quite delicious. So, top 10 medium restaurant chains, 51 to 100 locations. Capital Grill, very nice, particularly if you have an expense account, because it's expensive. It's expensive, but it's good. Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar, Texas de Brazil. Yard House, Brio Tuscan Grill, which I enjoy thoroughly. I haven't been in a while, but Brio's always been very good to me. And I enjoy their food. And then the restaurants are really beautiful, actually, too, which is kind of nice. They're real pretty. Portillo's, Morton's, the steakhouse, another great steakhouse, very expensive. The Melting Pot. Last time I went to the Melting Pot, very disappointed. Went in Rockville, Maryland a few years ago, and it just was not good. All right? Just not good. Sweet Tomatoes, I believe that's a salad bar. Another Broken Egg Cafe. Have them in there. Top 10 U.S. chains with more than 101 locations. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, the Cheesecake Factory. I went to a Cheesecake Factory here, and I thought it was very good. Ruth's Chris, again, delicious, expensive. Bonefish Grill. I love me some Bonefish Grill. It is absolutely wonderful. Texas Roadhouse, Mellow Mushroom, In-N-Out Burger. I've never been to In-N-Out Burger. I'm dying to go to In-N-Out Burger. I'm jealous of people who live in California who have In-N-Out Burger. First Watch, the Daytime Cafe. In the Kansas City area, there's about a half a dozen of these things, and it's great for breakfast. It is what it is. Jason's Deli. Corner Bakery, which is nice. It's similar to the Panera. The Panera model, which was originally, I believe, St. Louis Bread Company. I remember I used to go to one of the original ones is down on Euclid Avenue in St. Louis, and it was quite good. Blaze Pizza is another place that's popping up, and I have not been yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be kind of like a Chipotle for pizza, right? Get your own pizza made up. Cava, I think, is going to be coming, by the way. Cava is just marvelous Greek kind of Chipotle where you get bowls, and it is just... It's incredible. Started off with one location in Rockville I used to go to all the time, and Ted Xenakristos was one of the owners. And they have since grown dramatically. They are all over the country. There's one in Reagan National Airport. They're probably coming near you. They also just bought out Zoe's Kitchen. So small restaurant. That's like a restaurateur's dream come true. Another place that and why is Five Guys not on there? Five Guys should be on there. But I guess it's not. That's more fast food, right? Yeah. But fast. Oh my gosh! Everybody who doesn't like Five Guys? Anybody? Okay. Pizza Hut is expanding beer delivery. Okay, ahead of the Super Bowl or the big game. I guess. Can I say that? I don't know. Anyway, 300 stores: Florida, Iowa, Nebraska, North Carolina, Ohio, as well as markets in Arizona, California. All right. And they plan to expand beer delivery to 1,000 restaurants by summer. Yeah, that's a good idea. Keeps you from drinking and driving, right? Current beers available at The Hut, Blue Moon, yummy. Bud Light, no comment. Budweiser, no comment. Busch Light, phew, no comment. Coors Light, again, oh Lord, no comment. Corona Extra, Michelob Ultra, Miller Lite, yee. Sorry, I'm a beer snob. Okay, I'm just going to say it right now, I'm a beer snob. Shock Top, pretty good. Stella Artois, pretty good. Four Peaks, Kilt Lifter. I have not had that. So anyway, you'll be able to get it on the Pizza Hut mobile app. And you can also go to pizzahut.com or by phone. Yeah, why not? Domino's lost a court battle brought by a blind man over its app that prevents visually impaired users from placing an order. And this, well, why don't you just call? Well, it's nice to be able to use your mobile app. The blind are very marginalized in this country. The blind and the deaf are very, very marginalized in this country. But Guillermo Robles complained he was unable to order his app because the app didn't work with the accessibility software on his phone, blah, blah, blah. Case was dismissed in 2018 or 2017, successful on appeal. So Domino's is going to have to fix their app. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be so busted up if I couldn't order Domino's. But I'm just it's okay. That's a joke. Burger King, have you seen the new big burger, the Burger King XL, the big XL? Giving it to you pretty much free until January 31st. So you spend $3 or more through Grubhub app or the website. BK will bring you a Big King XL on your order at no extra charge. It's basically a beefed up, and I do that intentionally, a beefed up version of the Big Mac. It's the same thing, guys. It's essentially the same thing. It's just really big. It's like a half pound, 175% more beef. Plus American cheese, sliced onions, pickles, and lettuce. That is the Big King. Now, coming up, we got Reese's Puffs cereal back. Foods that will cause heart disease. The sweetest cereal you could possibly imagine. All of that is coming up. It is Sound Bites. I am Rob Carson on Spoonie Radio. All right, we are back. It is Rob Carson on Spoonie Radio. Glad to have you here. We got a lot of stories I still want to get to. And if you'd like to check me out on Facebook, I do have a Facebook page. It is Rob Carson's Table. I built that originally, Rob Carson's Table on Facebook. And I share my food porn, and all my the things that I make at home and all that. And then I share different articles that I've read that are kind of fun and just whatever. It's just a great way to talk about food. So, Rob Carson's Table. I would make it into sound bites, but I've had the site so long that I just want to keep it, and I don't want to change it. So, sorry. Rob Carson's Table on Facebook is what that is. But this is Sound Bites. It's a new show here on Foodie Radio, and I'm really glad to be here. Also, if you go to a website, it's called monkeysee.com, monkeysee.com, MONKEYSEE.com. Put in Rob Carson at the top in the search. You'll see bunches of my cooking videos, dozens and dozens of my cooking videos there. And what was my glorious kitchen in the Washington, D.C. area a couple years ago, and then I keep adding stuff. So, there you go. Reese's Puffs Hearts cereal is hitting the shelves in time for Valentine's Day. Okay? Reese's Puff cereal's been making mornings better for now. Now they've had the classic shape, the bat shape, the bunny shape. These puffs add tasty peanut butter to your bowl. Limited edition peanut butter heart shape is hitting shelves for Valentine's Day. And nothing says love like a hyper sugary cereal. The boxes have been spotted at Kroger, Redner's Warehouse Markets. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, they'll have 11.5-ounce boxes, 29-ounce bulk pack. You know the big bag of cereal that you buy at the grocery store? Yeah, you get that every once in a while. Oh, this is pretty funny. I'm going to say for the man in your life, this is what they're saying. How about this? Oops, wrong graphic if you're watching. Here it is. How about a beef jerky bouquet? You could have a beef jerky bouquet. Yeah. It's pretty cool, actually. You could choose between half dozen, full dozen, even the whatever, teriyaki flavored. Manly Man beef jerky flower bouquets are 100% edible and truly are made for that rugged, one-of-a-kind, hammer-swinging, IPA drinking, duck-hunting, beast of a man animal you call yours. Each bouquet comes fit for a Manly Man in a Manly Man pint glass. The bouquet is pre-arranged, sealed, and packaged in stylish print. So, it's pretty cool. I'm showing it right now on TV, on YouTube. So say it with beef. Say it with beef. And the people who said it, they say, I was surprised when I got the flowers. The presentation is impressive and they taste delicious. Yeah, Manly Man beef jerky flower bouquets. Look it up. Look it up. I think it's really funny. Oh, and one other thing for Valentine's Day. I don't make it all about Valentine's Day. Jeez, Valentine's Day is coming up, right? I just, you know what? I'm not going to say anything about Valentine's Day. Walmart has a bouquet of Reese's products. This is pretty cool, all right? For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm putting up a graphic. It is literally a giant bouquet, I should say. Reese's extravaganza bouquet, $44.99. Essentially 36 packs of Reese's peanut butter cups, interwoven with faux orange flowers, arguably the most romantic combo ever. Beautifully wrapped extravaganza bouquet will show your loved one how much you care. Now, Walmart also has Twizzler, Baby Ruth, Ferrero Rocher, Kit Kat versions as well. Oh, and then there's an M&M one. So 36 packs of whatever candy you like in an artful bouquet. It is pretty cool, actually. It is really cool. My wife doesn't like me to get candy for Valentine's Day. She gets ticked off because she doesn't like having it in the house. Because she's one of those people, you can't have sweets in the house or you will eat them, right? And, that's okay. And she gets really mad at me because I can have a tub of Ben & Jerry's in the freezer for a year. Never touch it. Never touch it. It confounds her. Drives her nuts. Coming up in a second, Sun-Made Raisins tries to go after Generation Z. Kids aren't eating raisins anymore. My kids don't like raisins. They've never eaten a box of raisins ever. Remember when raisins, you were like, oh, raisins, I like raisins. They used to have raisin commercials and everything. And it's probably a lot better than some of the crap that, but Raisinets, of course, dumped them in chocolate, made them all sorts of good. So Diet Coke has a couple new flavors: ginger lime, twisted mango, zesty blood orange, feisty cherry Diet Coke. Also blue acai and strawberry guava. Now these are little. Have you seen these cans? They're like little, and they're slimmer and they're smaller. And so you just it's a small beverage, and then that's cool. I would assume, and I think I've had a couple of these, and I think they're pretty good. They tested some other flavors, but they didn't make the grade. Oro Blanco, grapefruit, and vanilla chai. Yeah, I don't know about that. Coca-Cola chai. Anyway, they kind of look like limeritas. Ooh, limerita. I tried one once. Dear God, I was at a swimming pool, hanging out with some friends, and one of my neighbors, one of the guys, about my age, said, "You want a limerita?" I said, "Do I look like I'm in college and I'm a girl?" I took a sip. Oh, dear Lord. I'm sorry. A beer snob. I'm just going to say I'm a beer snob, okay? I mean, I like a Budweiser. I like a Pabst Blue Ribbon every once in a while. But by and large, I'll just generally stick to Boulevard Wheat, something like that, when I do have beer. Just when you think breakfast cereal couldn't be more sweet than the Reese's heart-shaped ones. Peeps. Yeah, the Kellogg's just got Peeps cereal. Dear Lord in heaven, this is going to be sweet. And I mean not like sweet. I mean like, sweet. Okay? A lot of people, and listen, Peeps are nice. I can eat about half of one. Just not a big fan. My daughter loves them, and they've done all sorts of different flavors and all sorts of colors. They have watermelon-flavored Peeps. They've had all sorts of different kinds of Peeps, and you see them, they've just gone kind of nuts with the Peeps. So anyway, the cereal pieces have the classic cereal yellowy tan, blue and pink, and then, of course, there's the little marshmallows. Some people say that it has the texture of Apple Jacks. It tastes just like Peeps marshmallows, minus the sugar crystals, which you don't really need. So, a lot of Peeps stuff coming out. There's Peeps creamer for your coffee. Oh, my gosh. I couldn't do it. I just, no, couldn't do it. There's no way. There is no way I could do it. Okay. I want to tell you about, are you a smoker, or not cigarette smoker, but a barbecue griller or smoker? Because I've been doing this for a long time. I have been meat smoker for a very long time. Everything from brisket to pork butt to ribs to chicken wings to turkeys to chickens to salmon, trout. I enjoy it. It's wonderful. And there is a wonderful cooker called Pit Barrel Cookers. PitBarrelCooker.com. When I moved back to Kansas City, they have these big barbecue stores that feature glorious amounts of these incredible smokers and cookers and grills. And I remember seeing the Pit Barrel Cooker, and I was most impressed by it because of its simplicity. They've got several of them. They've got the Pit Barrel Classic, which is 18 and a half inches long, about a 30-gallon drum, I suppose, is what it is. And then they've got the Junior. And all I got to do is light the coals in the bottom, put the lid on it, vent it, and let it go. And you can hang meat in there on hooks, or you can hang it put it on the grill, whatever. And for literally, you can have it delivered to your door for about $300 for the big one. And then there are all the accessories, and then there are the rubs, and there are knives, and there's all sorts of stuff. It's grown dramatically. It's created by a veteran. He came back from Afghanistan. Some fellow veterans, actually, prepared barbecue for he and his platoon, and he said, "Man, I'm home. I am home." PitBarrelCooker.com if you want to check them out. PitBarrelCooker.com. Valentine's Day is coming up. PitBarrelCooker.com. Starbucks has released a new drink for the winter. Cinnamon shortbread latte. What's your favorite beverage at Starbucks? If it exceeds like 20 syllables, you are becoming very insufferable. All right? I'm just gonna say it. It used to be pretty bad. I do this was my beverage of choice. Are you ready? Yeah. Quad shot, venti, non-fat, hazelnut latte. That was fine. So quad shot, venti, hazelnut latte. 9 syllables. So that's not too bad. 9 syllables there. But yeah, I used to do quad shots. Anyway, the cinnamon shortbread latte. The cinnamon shortbread latte is now due for a limited time. can be hot, iced, or frappuccino blended beverage. So, smells like brown butter, notes of brown butter and vanilla topped with cinnamon and nutmeg. All right. So, for the first time in 10 years, Sunmade is marketing its raisins. They want to strike a nostalgic chord with millennials and their parents, apparently. And basically, it's probably because Sunmade raisins were baby boomers and seniors. Millennials and Generation X, not so much. I'd say Gen X, we ate raisins when I was a kid. We get the big bag of raisins, big red bag of raisins, like a couple pounds of raisins, and just grab a handful of raisins. So Harry Overly, the CEO of Sunmade, told Business Insider, we are the biggest dried fruit brand in the world, but we haven't acted like an industry leader. And so millennials aren't thinking of them as a top food for their kids. So they are doing sour raisins, too, which is basically golden raisins in flavors like watermelon, mixed berry, strawberry, and grape. Why would you want to make a fruit taste like another fruit? What kind of point does that make? Nobody's eating these raisins, so let's make them taste like watermelon. Okay. Sure. Do you ever notice that some people can have cooked raisins and like raisin bread and stuff, but some people just can't handle it, just don't like it at all? My wife is that way. She does not like raisins in anything. If you cook raisins in anything, she hates it because they get soft and they're kind of, I don't know. For me, I always liked raisin bread. I thought raisin bread was pretty good. I don't crave it. I don't go, oh my God, I've got to have some cinnamon raisin bread. But I liked it. There was a place for it in my life at one time. Blueberry pancake lovers rejoice. National Blueberry Pancake Day. You know what it is, right? I mean, go ahead. Say it. January 28th. Duh. Everybody's got it on their calendar. Come on. Who doesn't write down National Pancake Day? The 28th, I tell you what, to me, it's like Christmas. The only thing that really stinks about, International Pancake Day is that all of it, it's starting earlier and earlier. If you notice, the pancake stuff is the pancake batter is in the stores like 2 months before International Pancake Day or National Pancake Day, and you're like, and then there's pancake, everything's pancake, and then finally when Pancake Day rolls around, it's here and it's gone, and then you got the pancake hangover, and you go the next day, and that pancake mix is half price because they got to get rid of the extra pancake mix that they had because of National Pancake Day. Actually, it's probably not that big a deal, but anyway, Denny's has created a new dessert for its bite-sized pancake balls made with blueberry and white chocolate chips, then topped with powdered sugar. And you get to dip them in a warm cream cheese icing. You can order 6 of them for $2. So coming to Denny's. Haven't been to Denny's in a real long time. So I don't know. You can go to Applebee's and get a new Mucho Shark Bowl. It's a tropical drink. It's huge. It's a slushie. It's a bright blue slushie made with Captain Morgan, topped with a gummy shark. 12-ounce cocktail mixes tropical fruit flavors with the rum. The drinks are reportedly available for $7.50 for a limited time at participating locations. Whenever I go on vacation to a tropical location, I always say, I need a drink, and I need it to be blue. I don't really drink hard liquor anymore, but used to be that way. Oh, this is funny. A woman was banned from Walmart for drinking wine out of a Pringles can. She's been hailed as a hero by some. Wichita Falls, Texas, this happened about a week ago. Wichita Falls Police Department called to the Walmart after employees noticed a suspicious person in the parking lot. Said she was a woman wearing a bright blue jacket and black pants. She was riding around on one of those electric shopping carts. He was drinking wine straight out of a Pringles can. Oh, boy. No word on what kind of wine it was. I'm sure it was a nice Pinot Grigio or perhaps a Pinot Noir, depending on the Pringle, whatever Pringle was in the can before. So they tracked her down at a nearby local restaurant, tell her that she'd been banned from Walmart for life at that location. So just unbelievable. Wow. Just a quick note about Pringles. And, Pringles is into the crazy flavors, too. And I think that's kind of fun, actually. I think that's kind of fun. You know what Pringles are? Pringles are a slurry of potato flour and some other stuff. They're not potato chips. They're just, wonderful. I love my Pringles. I think they're great. But one Pringle that I really love is cheeseburger, or maybe it's just hamburger. But literally, it tastes like a McDonald's hamburger. You can actually taste the ketchup. You can actually taste the taste of the burger. It tastes just like a McDonald's cheeseburger or hamburger. It is really, if you ever get a chance to get the hamburger flavored, you're going to be blown away. You are going to be absolutely blown away. Unreal. Another sponsor on my show is Three Little Pigs Barbecue. Three Little Pigs Barbecue is a place here in the Kansas City area. There's only one location, but they do sell their sauces and rubs online and in the area as well. Just go to spell out 3-little-pigs-barbecue.com. 3-little-pigs-barbecue.com. Chris Marks is a buddy of mine. He has won the American Royal 3 times, which is a gigantic accomplishment if you are a barbecue aficionado. If you are watching on the YouTube page, you'll see that's Chris Marks on the left, and there's the sauces and rubs and the brisket there. I made that. Used the Three Little Pigs rub. These are great rubs, and these are great sauces. And if you don't live in the Kansas City area, sometimes your sauce aisle could be relatively small with regard to barbecue sauce. Although barbecue sauce is a gigantic industry. I don't know how many billions of dollars it's worth, but it's worth a lot. Three Little Pigs is wonderful stuff. So order sauces and rubs. You will be able to make barbecue like a champion, like Mr. Chris Marks. And well, a lot of times the rubs are real salty. Chris's, I've noticed, are not that way. Sometimes they're just overbearingly salty. I've had a few that are just like, you're kidding me. Blech, don't like it. But not so much with Chris's. Oh, and he does these wonderful things. He does, for those of you who don't know, Kansas City is the home to a terrific meat product. It's part of the brisket, and it's called the burnt ends. It's a small piece of meat on the actual brisket. There are 3 different parts to a brisket, and this is one part of the brisket. It's called the burnt end. And my friend Chris, he cubes them into about 1 inch by 1 inch cubes, and he calls them meat marshmallows. He brought some to a video podcast that I did some time ago. And it just, I can't even describe putting that piece of meat in my mouth and having it just not necessarily fall apart, but pretty close. But it was so good. It was one of the best things I've had. And the brisket is kind of a cheap cut of meat. I mean, it's not real expensive. But man, it was brilliant. Brilliant. Coming up, I want to talk a little bit about some things that could cause heart disease. I know that sounds like fun, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound like fun? And then also, just a couple little, I don't like to do like tips or, that sort of radio. Like, here's some tips for eating healthy. I don't like it. I don't need your tips. But I do want to tell you some things about foodborne illness on the rise. A beverage that will make you fight. Should you eat the rind on brie? And a factory tour akin to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, to whichever one you subscribe. So you could actually win a tour of a factory. So, okay. This, according to Elaine Cantillo, I believe this is food.com, talking about how heart can, the risk of heart disease. We've had a lot of things. We've had a lot of, over the years, different things been said to cause heart disease. And a lot of those have been false. A lot of them have been false. Bacon causes heart disease. No, it doesn't. Bacon doesn't cause heart disease. It's a natural fat. It does not cause heart disease. It will make you fat, though. All right? So bacon will, make you fat if you eat it every day. Probably. Unless you're one of those really lucky people with a very high metabolism. Which, unfortunately, I don't have. But, we've created a lot of food that isn't food. We've, for instance, in the 90s, guys, maybe it was in the 50s, I don't know. Butter became bad. Butter became taboo. And so we replaced it with margarine. Okay, margarine is a scourge of odd humanity as far as I'm concerned. Margarine is fake. It's partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, which that does cause heart disease. That messes with your body. That messes with your heart. It is not good. And sorry, I don't do the big old crock of margarine. Never have. And some chefs use margarine. Maybe there's a place for it. There's no place for margarine in my life. So here are some things that this Elaine Castillo says that you shouldn't eat. Fried chicken. Fried foods are delicious, but the process of making them creates harmful trans fats that increase the concentration of bad cholesterol while lowering the good kind. Okay? Sausages. Now, sausages are packed with fats and cholesterol, also sodium. You really don't want to eat a lot of processed meat. Processed meat is okay, and don't, have a bratwurst. And watch how they're made. Because, you can have a bratwurst without a lot of junk in it. You can, there's a place in D.C. that I used to endorse on the radio, and they made sausage with pure pork shoulder and natural seasonings, and I that's perfectly reasonable to eat that as far as I'm concerned. Cheesecake. Slice of cheesecake contains a whopping 18 grams of fat, huge portion of this unhealthy saturated fats and raised cholesterol levels, blah, blah, blah. Cheesecake. Steak, they're going to go after red meat. I understand that. But eat steak. It's rich in L-carnitine, which is converted by the body into trimethylamine N oxide, increases the risk of blood clots, whatever. Burgers. They're going to have burgers. Again, moderation in all things and occasionally to excess. Pizza. Don't go after pizza. Rich in fats and calories. Low in fiber. Okay. It just depends on how you eat your pizza. Have you done the cauliflower crust? The cauliflower crust is a big deal in grocery stores. I haven't done that yet. Costco has a 3-pack of cauliflower crust pizza. And I haven't tried it yet. Sam's, Walmart also has just the crust. And the crusts each are about 10 inches across and about $7. So they're kind of expensive. I don't know how well they hold up. I tried doing the pearling of the cauliflower and making the cauliflower crust, and it does not really make a crust. It makes something to put pizza toppings on. And you have to eat it with a fork. You can't hold a cauliflower crust like a regular crust. Maybe things have changed. Maybe they have. Ice cream, supposedly not good for you. Okay. Again, moderation. Pasta. It's rich in carbohydrates that contribute to the development of metabolic diseases. So, again, I don't know. I think you're going to have just about anything. Oh, should you eat the brie rind? Here we go. Should we eat the brie rind? Yes. Lisa Futterman, wholesale account manager for Chicago's Pastoral Artisan Cheese, says yes, without question. Only skip it if you really don't like it. There's no reason not to. The casing is Penicillium candidum. Did you know that? Yeah. Moldy cheeses are awesome, and they are not harmful to people with mold allergies, by the way. Just wanted to mention that. But eat the rind. Eat the rind. Heck yeah. I had a stinky cheese the other day. It had like a brie rind, but it was really stinky. It smelled like a gym sock. It was fantastic. Vodka and Red Bull may want you to start a fight. Not a good thing. It messes with your central nervous system. Don't do it. You've got the alcohol that reduces your fear and social communication, and then the taurine or whatever it is in the Red Bull causes you to want to fight. Taurine is what it is. Not a good thing for you. Finally, it's the Peeps factory. Yeah, that's the factory tour that you could win. Yeah. Pennsylvania factory. This is largely it's working with the United Way of Greater Lehigh Valley. You do a $5, I guess, donation, and you could win a trip through the tour. You don't get to keep the factory. All right. So you can text Peeps United to 40403 40403 if you'd like to donate, and you could possibly win a trip to the Peeps factory. No, not so much. I was in Pennsylvania. Have you ever been to Hershey? Go through the Hershey factory tour. It's pretty cool. It is, and Hershey Park. Oh, my gosh. Absolutely epic. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me for the inaugural edition of this show. It is called Sound Bites. My name is Rob Carson. Again, you can check me out on Facebook at Rob Carson's Table, Rob Carson's Table. Like I said, I'm always putting up food porn, things like that, sharing recipes, getting your feedback. If you want to write me personally, just write me at carsonontheradio@gmail.com, carsonontheradio@gmail.com. Tell your friends about Spoonie Radio, will you? Share the message. It's positive, it's uplifting, and we all love food, don't we? And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. All right. Take care. God bless. See you again real soon. Soundbites, Rob Carson on Spoonie Radio. Enjoy the rest of your day.